Hello, you're watching Movie Snapshot Scenes, and this is the summary of Tenet 2020. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. The story starts out in a mess. A crowded opera house in Kyiv is the scene of a strange and violent event. An orchestral performance is cut short by an unexpected attack. Armed men break into the building, gas fills the air, and scared bystanders become silent. In the center of all the chaos, an unnamed agent known only as the Protagonist moves with purpose. His job is to find a fellow spy and get a strange object that is buried among the turmoil. He doesn't realize it yet, but this moment will start a conflict that will last forever. In the middle of the firefight, mercenaries catch the Protagonist and put him through the most painful loyalty test they can think of. He is tied to a chair and has a pistol to his head. He has to choose between telling the truth about his friends or dying. But instead of betraying his colleagues, he bites into a cyanide capsule, choosing death over dishonor. Darkness takes over him, but he wakes up later, alive. The suicide pill was not real. It was a test of faith. He has earned the right to be a part of something bigger and beyond comprehension via his bravery and dedication. He said one word: Tenet. It's not a group or a mission. It's a way of thinking, a code that will open the right doors and some of the wrong ones. The main character is now part of a secret operation that goes across countries and ideologies. His first lesson was that time is no longer straight. Researchers have found things that can migrate back in time, such bullets that change direction and go back to the rifle that shot them. These inverted things point to a scary truth. Someone in the future has figured out how to change the flow of time and send weapons back to the past. Barbara, the mysterious scientist, shows the main character that entropy, which is the natural forward passage of time, may be turned around. The ramifications are huge. If people can turn themselves inside out, they could go backwards through the world and interact with reality in reverse. The protagonist takes on the impossible because he has nothing to lose. He has to find out where these upside-down things came from, which sends him into a web of spying, betrayal, and contradiction. His first stop was the art world of Mumbai, where Priya, a hard-to-find guns dealer, might have the answers he needs. But with every talk, handshake, and stride forward, the feeling of dread rises, as if time itself is watching. The rules of the universe are changing, and the protagonist has entered a battle where yesterday can attack tomorrow, and the past is already being rewritten by the future. In this world, it's not about being strong or having a good plan to stay alive. It's about knowing one thing: time is no longer certain, and for the protagonist, that's just the start. The main character gets to Mumbai with his head still spinning from what he's seen. Gunshots that fly backward, weaponry from the future, and a mission that seems to break the rules of reality. His target is Priya Singh, a powerful arms dealer who is said to have access to materials that are turned upside down. He prepares to break into her high-security penthouse with the help of Neil, an attractive but mysterious operative who has been sent to help him. Neil is the opposite of the protagonist, laid back, funny, and always one step ahead. They use grappling hooks and skill to climb the building and break into Priya's fancy apartment in the middle of the night. But when they eventually face her, the truth turns out to be different than they thought. Priya is not the bad guy he thought she was. She's on your side and one of the few who knows how serious things are. She says that the bullets and technologies that are turned upside down are not being made now, but are being sent back from the future. Someone is controlling events throughout time, moving the world like a chessboard where the pieces can go both forward and backward. She gives the name of one man, Andrei Sator, a Russian oligarch who is very rich, powerful, and has access to time travel technology. He doesn't just sell guns, he connects the past and the future. Sator's strange link to the source of inversion makes him both the key to everything the protagonist is seeking to find out, and a danger to it all. To get close to Sator, the protagonist has to go through his wife, Kat, who is stuck in a bad marriage and works as an art appraiser. Kat is harassed and emotionally imprisoned by her husband after a forgery controversy that Sator exploits to oppress her. Her son is the only thing that makes her weak. He is the only good thing in her broken existence. The main character meets Kat while pretending to help her get away from Sator by getting back a fake Goya painting that Sator uses as leverage. The picture is hidden in a free port, which is a safe place at the Oslo airport for storing art and other expensive items. What starts out as a routine robbery turns into something far stranger. The protagonist and Neil see something unthinkable while they are sneaking in. troops in masks moving backward. He has never seen a fight like this before. Every move looks planned, and every punch is blocked before it is launched. The main character barely makes it through, frightened and confused by what had happened. Later, he learns something scary. The man he fought was going back in time. The puzzle gets harder when Priya comes back. She suggests that the attack on Freeport wasn't random. It was a temporal pincer action, where one team moves forward in time and the other moves backward, making sure they have full control of the event. The protagonist is scared as he realizes that he is not only fighting foes, he is fighting causality itself. The goal has changed. To stop Sator, the protagonist needs to do more than just get into his empire. He also needs to know how to use time as a weapon. And when the pieces start to move, one issue stands out above all the rest. What if the future isn't just affecting the present, but telling it what to do? The main character's route now leads straight to Andrei Sator, the man who is untouchable because of his wealth, ruthlessness, and ability to turn time around. He uses Kat as a key to get into Sator's inner circle, but Kat, who is weak and doesn't trust him, thinks of him as simply another actor in her husband's nasty world. She can't stop thinking about a woman who jumped off Sator's yacht and disappeared into the water, free and peaceful. To her, that picture shows the freedom she lost a long time ago. The main character progressively wins Kat's trust by promising to get the fake Goya picture that Sator has over her. She gives him access to Sator himself in return. Their partnership is based on desperation, not faith. But in a world full of contradictions, that's enough. When they finally meet Sator, they pretend to be negotiating a commercial deal. The Russian is cool, calculating, and keenly aware of what's going on around him. His remarks are full of threat. "You don't negotiate with a tiger," he adds to the protagonist. "You admire it from afar, until it eats you." Sator's power is scary not only because of what he can do, but also because he knows things that haven't happened yet. The main character soon finds out that Sator is talking to the future. He uses inverted materials to trade products and information across time, acting as a bridge between different times. What he gets isn't just money or technology, it's information, which is a weapon more powerful than any bomb. He is putting together parts of something much bigger, a machine that can reverse the world's entropy, a weapon that could destroy all of reality. The protagonist joins Sator's operations as a mercenary who wants to work with him to find out more. He gets caught up in a world of violence and luxury where time and trust don't matter. Sator's brutality is obvious during a stressful sailing scene. He punishes Kat for not obeying him by forcing her into dangerous waters, all while she struggles for oxygen. The main character jumps in to save her, which makes Sator even more suspicious. The mission must go on though. Priya's information shows that Sator's next target is a convoy carrying one of the strange time-traveling objects, a piece of the gadget called the algorithm. If this part is put along with the others, it might cause a global inversion. The protagonist gets ready for the heist, and Neil joins him again. Neil's calm confidence hides something unspoken, a connection that feels deeper than coincidence. Neil seems to know what he's going to do next, ending sentences before they start. The protagonist thinks that his friend knows more than he says he does. As the crew gets ready, the protagonist starts to realize that he's not simply chasing Sator. He's chasing the laws of reality itself. Every action has an effect on the past. Every option could already be set in stone, and in this risky game, time is not on his side. He must learn to handle the enemy before it eats them all. The operation to stop Sator's convoy takes place on a large European highway that feels like a dream because of the constant movement and danger. Neil, the main character, and his team plan every step with the precision of a surgeon. Their goal is to get their hands on a mystery case that is thought to hold one of the 9 parts of the algorithm, which is the gadget that can reverse the world's entropy. The chase starts in the middle of the day, with engines roaring as automobiles maneuver between trucks and obstacles. The protagonist drives through traffic with complete concentration, using all of his training. They attack the convoy, trapping it between cars, while Neil protects them. But just when it looks like victory is within reach, something that can't be done happens. An automobile shows up and goes rearward at full speed. It moves through traffic like a ghost from another world, turning physics on its head. Sator is inside, upside down, battling from a separate timeline. The main character learns with a chilly, horrible feeling that Sator already knows what they are going to do. He's going backwards because he's previously been through this scenario from the opposite side. The clash of timelines causes anarchy to break out. The main character gets the case, but a few moments later, he is attacked and taken. In a warehouse, he meets a version of Sator who is moving back in time and talking to a normal version of himself via glass. Kat, tied up and scared, watches as the upside-down Sator threatens to kill her. Words slide backward, and bullets echo before the trigger is pressed. This doesn't make sense. It's an interrogation that happens in two different times. Sator wants to know where the last bits of the algorithm are. The main character won't talk, since they want to save Kat so badly. Things get worse as a gun is pointed at her head. Then, help arrives in the most unexpected way. A squad with masks on bursts into the room, moving both forward and backward in time at the same time. People from a place named Tenet save the main character. They bring him through a huge turnstile, which is a time machine that can change a person's entropy and send them back in time. For the first time, the protagonist feels it. Inversion. The air in his lungs feels odd. The wind pulls instead of pushes, and the environment sounds funny. His bruises heal in the opposite order. He is currently going backward through reality and seeing the world fall apart. But going back in time doesn't set you free, it traps you. He has to learn how to live in this world where everything is backwards in order to save Kat, who has been shot with a bullet that burns from the inside. The only way to help her is to take her through the turnstile, which will let her body go back in sync with normal time. As the protagonist and Neil race against time, both ahead and backward, one thing becomes clear. The war he's fighting isn't about countries or ideas. It's about staying alive via time itself. And in this mess of reversed moments, Sator has the key to the end of the world. The protagonist goes into inversion, and everything changes. The world inhales and exhales, flames turn into sparks, droplets fall from the sky, and every sound seems incorrect, like it's coming from the wrong time. It's not only confusing, it's scary and unnatural. Every breath is painful, and every movement has to be exact, since even the air is different here. Kat is lying next to him, unconscious, with a wound that is still giving out a heat that eats through her body from the inside. To save her, the protagonist and Neil take her to a Tenet safe house, which is a secret place where both realities exist at the same time, divided by thick glass and buzzing turnstiles. Scientists there say that inverted bullets are much more destructive than regular ones because their entropy goes backward. They create damage that can't be fixed unless the victim is inverted as well. There is just one choice. Flip Kat upside down and move her back in time till her body settles down. The method is hard, but it works. As she heals, the main character goes back into the upside down world to see the highway robbery from a different angle. Anxious to find out what really happened, he sees the impossible himself when he drives the same path backward. The other side of time shows the upside down vehicle chase. He understands that the masked man he fought in the Oslo Freeport was really him, going back in time during the same operation. He realizes all at once that he has been both the hunter and the pursued, the cause and the result. Sator knows this universe well. He has all the power he needs since he knows what will happen in the future. Sator can go back in time and change events until they all go his way. And since the algorithm is almost done, he plans to set it off when he dies. This will reverse the entropy of the whole globe, killing all of humanity, so that the future might be reborn in a pristine environment. As the main character goes further back in time, he sees Sator and his men moving the pieces of the algorithm to a hidden facility. In this universe, minutes don't mean anything anymore. Cause and consequence have lost their meaning. He goes back to normal time through another turnstile and meets up with Kat, who is getting better but is still haunted. She says that Sator has a kill switch, which is a dead man's device that is connected to his pulse. The algorithm will turn on and kill the world right away if he dies. But she also tells us something more personal. Sator is dying of cancer and wants to kill himself where he was happiest, on his yacht in Vietnam, right when he witnessed her dive into the sea years ago. Now the main character knows that Sator's last moment will also be the last moment for the globe. The only way to stop him is to send two teams back in time and one team forward in time to catch the algorithm before Sator's death ends reality. But as the plot comes together, the protagonist can't stop thinking about one thing. Maybe he's not just a part of this story if the future can change the past. Maybe he wrote it. The world is on the brink of destruction. The protagonist now knows how big Sator's plan is. When the algorithm is put together, it will reverse the Earth's entropy. Everything that has ever lived would go back in time, eliminating existence as we know it. There is just one chance left, a temporal pincer movement that will happen at the same time in the past and the future. Tenet's troops meet in a deserted battlefield. The red team is moving ahead, and the blue team is moving backward. It's a conflict unlike any other. Two armies are in sync across time, talking to each other through information instead of radios. One side's past is the other side's future. Neil joins the protagonist again, as calm as ever, while their commander Ives explains the strategy. They need to get to a sealed chamber beneath where the algorithm is hidden. Sator's men put it there and set it up to blow up when he dies. In another timeline, though, Kat has her own job to do. She'll travel back to the yacht in Vietnam, where Sator had his happiest moment, to keep him from killing himself long enough for the ground team to get the algorithm. Her job is personal and dangerous. She has to face the man who controlled her for years and make sure he dies after they have the device, not before. As explosions ricochet back, the protagonist and Neil jump into battle. Buildings put themselves back together. Rubble flies skyward, and smoke turns into explosives. It's a mess that is kept in order by symmetry. The blue team gives the red team information in real time, even though they have previously lived this moment in reverse. This is an impossible dance of foresight and reaction. The protagonist fights his way past enemy lines, and the universe shifts wildly between the two sides of entropy. Every bullet and explosion seems like a puzzle of cause and effect. As they go closer to the chamber, they see a locked gate and a body with a red cord on its rucksack. It's an upside-down soldier who died just before they got there. Then the pieces fall into place. That soldier was Neil. But Neil is still alive and battling in another part of the conflict. The reality hurts the protagonist's mind. Neil has already seen how this mission will end. He knows when and how he will die. Sator's soldiers are getting ready to seal the algorithm deep down. As the red and blue teams go toward the chamber, time seems to break. Neil arrives upside down with only a few seconds to spare. He opens the gate just in time before turning around and going back, making sure they win. The protagonist and Ives get the algorithm, dragging it out of its resting place as the explosion shakes both timelines. Kat is on the yacht at the same time as Sator. She pretends to make up with him by smiling, but she's really angry. When he brags about ending the planet, she takes action by shooting him in the chest and pushing his body into the water, taking back the freedom he stole from her. The mission is a success. We get the algorithm. The world goes on without knowing it. The protagonist wins, but he has a terrible realization. He's not just a soldier in this war against time. He made it. Neil's last comments suggest that this story, like time itself, may have already happened. The battlefield is quiet. The smoke rises into the sky as the sound of fighting fades into an eerie silence. The algorithm, the weapon that may end all life, is safely stored and split up among the remaining members of Tenet. People who fought in both directions of time are keeping the world from ending. But the protagonist doesn't feel like a winner. Neil is not here anymore, or maybe they haven't left yet. The protagonist puts together everything he's just been through while standing amidst the wreckage. The body in the tunnel with the red cord, the way Neil's voice sounded like he knew what was going to happen next, and the way he always appeared to know what was going to happen next. All of this makes sense now. He sent Neil, by the main character, from the future. Neil's friendship with them didn't start here. It ends here. But it started a long time ago, in a time that the protagonist hasn't lived yet. Neil had smiled and remarked, "You have a future in the past." "We'll meet again," I said, years ago. "For you in the future." The protagonist watches Neil go away, turning himself upside down one last time to finish the cycle. He lost a friend, but he also realized that his own life is a complicated puzzle. Tenet never hired him. He started it. His future self set into motion every stage of his objective, every clue, and every ally. He is both the maker and the part of this endless cycle, a guy chasing his own shadow through time. In the calmer timeline, on the other hand, Kat may finally breathe freely for the first time in years. She is standing on the deck of Sator's yacht, and the water seems to go on forever in front of her. The recollection of the woman jumping into the sea which used to scare her now sets her free. That woman was her. She was never looking at someone else's independence. She was seeing her own. After that, the main character talks to Priya, who wants to kill Kat to tie up loose ends. But he's already ahead of the game. He knows what his real position is. So he shows up before her with a revolver in hand, completely accepting who he is now. Not a pawn in someone else's scheme, but the one writing it. Priya doesn't know until it's too late that she's in front of the founder of Tenet. The protagonist kills her without thinking, keeping the timeline's delicate balance. As he walks away, the weight of what he has learned hits him. He has seen both the end and the beginning. They are the same thing. There are no straight routes or unambiguous wins, but loops and options that go on forever. The protagonist embraces the paradox for the first time. His goal was never to halt time from being destroyed. It was about getting it right, understanding it. In a world where the future can reach back into the past, the person who knows both has real power. He smiles a little as the wind blows both ways at the same time. The conflict isn't done, it's just getting started. He is finally and utterly the main character.